Fears of a humanitarian crisis are growing as tens of thousands of Muslim Rohingya refugees have poured into Bangladesh, fleeing violence in Myanmar. Our World News editor Ben Hall joins me now. Ben, what's happening to the Rohingya refugees?
Well, they have been long persecuted in Myanmar, but what we've seen in the summer is an upsurge in tensions and violence, partly because a small group, we think, of Rohingya have become radicalized and have started attacking Myanmar forces, and in return, the Myanmar armed forces have started to take revenge, essentially, on Rohingya communities, forcing tens of thousands to flee.
Now, Myanmar's state councillor and de facto leader Aung San Suu Kyi has said that there's an iceberg of misinformation over this. What's her position on this?
Myanmar is a country with many ethnic disputes and ethnic tensions, and I think she views the Rohingya as just another one of these problems. But what's curious about it, and what people find utterly baffling from a woman who was practically a saint.
A symbol of the sort of democratic transition in the country.
Absolutely, and a real moral authority, is her refusal, actually, to single out this group as a highly discriminated against group. In a majority Buddhist country, a small Muslim minority are being victimized, and she doesn't seem to want to recognize it as a particular problem.
So why is that? Why the silence from the de facto leader?
Well, one explanation is that ultimately she's not in control of this violence. This is a state where the military still holds supreme power, and she's unable to control the military. And maybe she's trying to keep a lid on tensions within the regime. But I still think people find it inexplicable that she is not acting as the moral authority that she was for so many years.
Particularly among other Muslim countries, there have been reports of killings and of villages being burnt to the ground, and Turkey's President Erdogan has even gone as far as saying this is a genocide. How concerned are other Muslim countries about this?
Very, and I think it's a classic example of what they would see as, Muslim victimhood, and that the international community is not doing enough to single out the perpetrators. And unfortunately, it's a pity that Aung San Suu Kyi uses the language that so many other kind of rather authoritarian leaders, arguably including Mr. Erdogan himself, to deal with people who raise human rights issues, that they're terrorists and that they're doing the work of terrorists.
Thanks, Ben.